Let's go! Hi PhotoPillars! Today I'm in Favarich, one of the most beautiful places that we have here in Menorca, the island where we live in, and I'm going to show you how to use PhotoPills to plan the Milky Way, to find the Milky Way. To calculate the exact date and time, the Milky Way will be in the right position you want in the sky for the photo you want. And you see that it's very, very easy. And today is about planning, but if you're interested in learning how to shoot the Milky Way, please go to our website and visit our Academy section, and there you'll find a very nice article which is called How to Shoot Truly Contagious Milky Way Pictures, and there you have everything you need, alright? Well, with the Milky Way you have many possibilities. Sometimes you want to shoot it when it's very low in the sky, very close to the horizon. For example, to shoot a very nice panorama of the Milky Way arching above your subject. Other times you want to have it as a diagonal with your subject, or even completely vertical. And that will depend on the story you want to tell. I'll show you in a second how to plan all these possible compositions and ideas with PhotoPills. But first, I'd like to share with you two key Milky Way facts that will make the planning even easier. The first thing you should know about the Milky Way is that it's visible every day at night. Every day, the whole year, the Milky Way arch is visible. What's not visible is the galactic center, the core of the Milky Way, the brightest part of the Milky Way, the center of our galaxy, and the piece of the Milky Way every photographer, any photographer wants to have in the photo, right? And that's why we say there is a Milky Way hunting season, because there is a period during the year that goes from February, March to October, November, where the galactic center is visible. Unfortunately, it's not visible from November to January. And the second Milky Way fact I want to share with you is how the Milky Way changes its position throughout the year and where to find the galactic center. At the beginning of the season, from March to May, is when you'll be able to shoot the Milky Way when it's very low in the sky. So it's perfect for shooting compositions with the Milky Way completely horizontal, or for example a very low arch of the Milky Way just above your subject, or even small diagonals. And at the beginning of the season, the galactic center, you'll find the galactic center in the directions southeast, right? At the end of the season is the perfect time to shoot the Milky Way when it's completely vertical. So you want to shoot the Milky Way with a composition completely vertical, you will have to wait until July, September, October, November for that specific composition. And you'll find the galactic center in the directions is south, southwest. And in the middle of the season is when you can shoot it forming really nice diagonals with your subject, and the galactic center will be in the directions of south, east, south, and southwest. These are the two key facts that will help us understand how to use PhotoPills to plan the Milky Way. Now that you know all the basics, all you have to do is to go to a really nice, powerful location with little light pollution or no light pollution at all, find your initial shooting spot with a really nice view of the landscape, and take PhotoPills to explore all the Milky Way possibilities throughout the year. So what I'm going to do now is to use PhotoPills to plan the Milky Way during the new moon every single month of the year. So I'm going to look into the new moon dates, March, April, May, blah, 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 and see how the Milky Way moves and the possibilities I have. But why new moon? It's because I don't want to take into account the moon at the moment. I want the sky to be completely black, pitch black, so I don't want any moonlight in the scene. In advanced level, obviously, you might want to introduce the moon in the planning. So for example, to have a moon that lights your foreground. It's one possibility. And at what time I'm going to start looking at the Milky Way every day? Well, during the new moon, I'm going to look at night. So then this is after the end of the astronomical twilight in the evening. So it's when there is no residual light of the sun and the sky is completely black. Let's get into business now. I'm in the right shooting spot, my initial shooting spot. I have a really nice view of the Milky Way. And since today is 22nd of January, 2016. It's the beginning of the year. The season of the Milky Way has not started yet. My first idea is to plan when the Milky Way arch is going to be just right above the lighthouse. When the Milky Way is going to be arching above the lighthouse that I have just behind my back, right? So let's do it. The first thing to do is to go to PhotoPills. Now you go to the planner, and here you have it. This is Menorca, where we live, and Favarich is right over here. Yep, here you have the lighthouse, and I am right here. This is my shooting spot. Okay, the date in the planner now is set to the 24th of January. And the first thing I want to do is to set the date to the next new moon, because I'm going to start planning new moon after new moon, right? To do so, just double tap on the time bar to set time and date to the current date. So now the time bar marks the 22nd of January. And then tap on the moon picture you see on the top panel several times until you get to the new moon in February, which is on the 8th. Great. I've set the date of the next new moon. Second thing, just place the red pin, the observer pin, right in the shooting spot. And since I'm right in the shooting spot, the easiest way to do it is by tapping the GPS button. And the GPS button, you find it in the plus button you see on the map, and it's the first one. So just tap on it, and as you see, the observer pin is right now where I am. Another thing, this is a lighthouse. It's very small, and I like having my subject perfectly identified on the map. And the way to do it is by using a secondary pin, which we call the obstacles pin, and place it right on my subject. To do so, just sweep all the top panels to the right until you get to the pin-to-pin geodetic info panel, and tap on the icon you see on the panel with the two mountains, and you'll make appear the secondary pin. Drag and drop it on your subject. Great, my lighthouse. Perfect. As you see, I have my shooting spot with the red pin and my black pin on my lighthouse. So I have my subject perfectly identified on the map. Great. All we have to do now is to start planning the Milky Way. So let's switch on the Milky Way planner. So drag the top panels to the left until you reach the two last panels, which are the two Milky Way panels. First one and the second one. Let's pay attention to the first one in the first place. This panel is telling me the visibility time for the selected date and observer pin position, the red pin position. So it's telling me when the galactic center will become visible during the night that goes from the 8th to the 9th of February, right? In this case, the galactic center will be visible at 1 minute past 5 in the morning on the 9th until 12 minutes past 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's switch on the Milky Way planner. You see that on the top panel you have a button. If you tap it, you activate the Milky Way panel of PhotoPills. Now I have the Milky Way and Sun and Moon information displayed on the map. If I only want to have the Milky Way information displayed on the map, I just have to tap the button again. And here I have it, only Milky Way information. If I tap it again, you have the Sun, Moon information displayed. But now, since I'm going to start planning the Milky Way, I'll leave it only with the Milky Way information on the map. And what we have here are two more lines and a kind of concentric circumferences. Okay, first, the lines, the light gray one is telling me where the galactic center will become visible, and the darker one where it will become not visible. So I know that at 5 in the morning, the galactic center will become visible in the direction of the light gray one, and will become not visible at 6 in the morning in the direction of the darker gray line. These are the azimuth lines, visibility azimuth lines. Notice that these lines are pointing to the southeast directions. This is because we are at the beginning of the season and the galactic center is in the southeast directions. Never look for the galactic center in the north directions. It's never there, okay? Move on. The concentric circumferences. What are they? They are a kind of contour lines for the Milky Way arch. Okay, the larger circumference, it represents elevations of 0 degrees, and the center of the circumferences, it represents elevation of 90 degrees. Right? And they will help us understand when the position of the Milky Way in the sky, if it's very low in the sky, near the horizon, or very high in the sky. Each elevation, the step between two consecutive circumferences is 10 degrees of elevation. Perfect. At the moment, I don't see the Milky Way arch represented on the map. And that's because the time set in the planner is daytime. It's 20 minutes to 4 p.m. It's daytime, right? So if I move time forwards by dragging the time bar to the left, you see that a kind of a dotted arch has appeared on the map. This is the Milky Way representation. And you also have a thin white line that goes through the center of the circumferences. This line is telling me where the galactic center is meeting with the horizon. So are the two crossing points of the Milky Way arch with the horizon. So this line is telling me, this white line is telling me the directions where the Milky Way arch is crossing with the horizon, right? I have two crossing points of the Milky Way. Let's go to the arch again. So let's leave it here. For example, now the Milky Way arch is very close to the center. This means that the Milky Way is very high in the sky, very vertical. If you go to the next panel, to the second panel, the Milky Way, here you have a Milky Way picture that is telling you exactly the position of the Milky Way in the sky. Pretty vertical. And also, this panel is giving me the position, the azimuth and the elevation of the galactic center, but also the highest point in the sky. So the point of maximum elevation of the Milky Way, the center of the arch, which elevation is 74.9 degrees. Exactly, so it's very, very, very high. The blue bar you see besides the picture is linked to the moon phase. When it's completely blue, it's because it's new moon. And when it's completely dark, it's because it's full moon. So by just paying attention of this bar, you will know if you have moon or you don't have moon, right? It's just a reminder that, okay, be careful. You have moon, or you can rest, you can feel safe because there is no moon, right? But also, you can use the night AR option to see the position of the Milky Way in the sky. If I tap on the night AR button that you have below the time bar, I can have a live view of the Milky Way. So here I have the horizon, which is this gray line, and the Milky Way arch. Just have to look for it. Here it is. It's pretty vertical. This is one crossing point with the horizon, and the arch goes up, 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 right above my head. And here I have the second crossing point with the horizon. So As you see, the Milky Way is very high in the sky. Going back to the planner and moving time forward until the arch gets closer to the larger circumference. Again, pay attention to the moon picture on the top panel. It's getting lower, it's getting more horizontal, and also the elevation of the maximum, the highest spot on the arch is down to almost 30 degrees. Tap on the night AR button and you'll have a live view of the Milky Way crossing point, and the arch now is closer to the horizon. And the second crossing point. So I know that on the 9th of February at 9 minutes past 2 a.m. in the morning, this is the position of the Milky Way in AR view, and this is on the map view. Now, if I move time forwards, you see that there is a moment that the dots forming the arch are getting bigger and bigger. This is telling me that the galactic center is about to appear. And when the time is set after 1 minute past 5 in the morning, you see that the galactic center is visible, which is the largest dot you see on the arch, and is linked with the observer screen, with the center of the circumferences, with these white, thicker azimuth lines, which is telling me where the galactic center is at any moment. If I keep moving the time, you'll see that the galactic center becomes not visible after 12 minutes past 6 in the morning. Going back, I want it visible. So what I have now, pay attention to the lighthouse. It's pretty centered with the arch. I have the two crossing points, the galactic center, and then the arch is pretty centered with the lighthouse. So if I tap on the night AR button, I'm gonna see what I have. First crossing point with the horizon, the arch, the lighthouse. The arch is very low in the sky, very close to the lighthouse. I don't really like this composition. The galactic center, which in PhotoPills is represented with this red dot, and the other crossing point with the arch. So I know that on the 9th of February at 42 minutes past 5 a.m. in the morning, I can shoot this photo of the Milky Way arching above my lighthouse, but I don't like it because it's pretty low, too low for me. So what I'm gonna do, just look what's going on March. So I need to set the time, jump the date to the next new moon. And the easiest way to do it is to use the top picture you see on the panel of the Milky Way, okay? This picture, this Milky Way picture you see on the top panel is also a button. If you tap it, the date has been set to the following new moon, which is on the 9th of March. So this button is kind of magic because you tap it, and you go to the next new moon. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. And again, what I have to do now, just drag time forwards, move time forwards until the galactic center appears. And I have the photo I want. I want the Milky Way arching above the lighthouse and centered with the arch, more or less like I have it now. And again, I check the night AR view, and I have the first crossing point with the horizon, the galactic center, very nice. The arch goes up, and here I have the lighthouse just right under the arch and the other crossing point with the horizon. So I know that on the 10th March at 25 minutes past 4 a.m. I have this possible photo. I think I'll check what's going on in April too, because I prefer it to have it a little bit more high in the sky. Tap again on the Milky Way picture, and again, move time forwards until the galactic center appears, and the arch is centered with the lighthouse, more or less like this. And again, night AR vision, this kind of magic. Galactic center and the lighthouse. I like the height now, it's pretty cool. And I think I'll leave it like this. So on the 8th of April at 30 minutes to 4 a.m. in the morning, this shot is pretty nice. Cool, this is kind of magic. Now I know the exact date and time. I can come here and enjoy shooting this magic moment, the thing I want to shoot. Okay, a really nice Milky Way arch above the lighthouse of Favarich. Now, what's going on the rest of the year? Let's explore all the possibilities that we have. Let's look into the new one, what's happening in May. Again, tap on the Milky Way picture on the top panel. The date has been set to the 6th of May, new moon, and move time forwards until the galactic center is visible. And here you see you can shoot the composition with the arch when it's low in the sky and also when it's vertical. Again, the top Milky Way picture is telling me, also helping me to understand the elevation, the position of the arch in the sky. Let's check if I can shoot a nice diagonal here. For example, this one. I'm gonna have a look at the night AR vision again, crossing point and the nice diagonal of the galactic center and the Milky Way. And the arch and the lighthouse is just right there. One important thing with the night AR view is that you can move time forward and backward by dragging the screen diagonally with your finger. So I can study all the possible compositions throughout the night, right in live view, right? Which is pretty cool. But if I want to shoot a diagonal, I think I have my subject too far away from my galactic center. So for this spot, it's not pretty cool. I don't like this spot for shooting a diagonal with the subject because I would like to have my subject more closer to the galactic center. So what I will do is to look for another shooting spot, which is going to be more closer to the subject and leaving the galactic center more aligned with my subject. Let's try to drag and drop the red pin and let's pay attention. Let's look for a shooting spot, for example, like this. When I have the galactic center closer to my subject, my lighthouse, I'm closer to the lighthouse too for the shooting, and probably this is gonna be a very nice position. So what I'm gonna do now is just take my stuff and go just closer to the lighthouse and explore again the possible compositions. So let's go, come with me. Okay, here we are. I find this nice spot. I love the area because, as you see, we have water here, and this water is very interesting because it will allow us to capture reflections of the stars, you know, to have the stars actually reflected on the water, and that will make the picture even more powerful with the lighthouse, the galactic center, the Milky Way, and the stars in the water. And if we go to the planner, all you have to do now, the first thing I have to do, obviously, is to place the red pin where I am. And to do it, I'm going to use the GPS button again. So tap on the plus button you see on the map, and the GPS button is the first one. And that's it. I have the red pin right where I am. Cool. Very cool. And now what I'll do is to align, the direction of the position of the galactic center to be just maybe a little bit behind the lighthouse. So I have the Milky Way appearing with the galactic center and just the lighthouse behind it, with a beautiful diagonal of the Milky Way. The azimuth line of the galactic center is very powerful because with only looking at the map, I know where it is relative to the lighthouse. I can check it with the night AR view. And moving slowly, slowly, slowly. That's it. As you see, lighthouse, galactic center, and Milky Way, forming a beautiful diagonal and a very nice composition. When does it happen? On the 7th of May at 7 minutes to 3 a.m. in the morning, which is pretty awesome. Going back to the map view now. In May, I can shoot the Milky Way when it's low in the sky, but also when it's not vertical, but forming a pretty high diagonal. I can reach the elevation, the top panel is telling me the elevation, maximum elevation I can get, more or less 65.2 degrees. And the Milky Way picture on the top panel is telling me that I can get a pretty vertical Milky Way. If you notice, I moved time, and the galactic center now is much further from the lighthouse. It's not aligned with the lighthouse. I don't need to check the night AR to understand where the galactic center is. You can read it on the map directly. So in this case, I'll have this composition. Diagonal is not 90 degrees, it's pretty vertical but not vertical, the Milky Way with the galactic center, and the lighthouse is just over there. Well, let's try to plan when the Milky Way is going to be vertical. Let's try to plan a photo with a completely vertical 90 degrees Milky Way. I cannot do it in May, so I have to jump to the next new moon in June and check if I can actually get the Milky Way completely vertical. How I do it? I just tap on the Milky Way picture you have on the top panel. Time has just jumped to the 5th of June and move time forwards until I get the maximum inclination of the Milky Way, which is more or less like 77, 80 degrees. Not vertical. I cannot get it completely vertical in June. Let's jump in. Let's go to July. So on the 4th of July, I think July is the month. Yes, I can get the Milky Way completely vertical. Notice that the Milky Way arch actually crosses the center of the circumferences. The Milky Way picture on the top panel is completely vertical, and the elevation of the maximum, the highest spot on the Milky Way arch is 89.3 degrees or 90 degrees almost. So I can shoot a Milky Way composition completely vertical in July. But again, notice that the galactic center, the azimuth line of the galactic center, is far away from my target, which is the lighthouse. I can check it again on the night AR view, and this confirms what I saw on the map. Galactic center, completely vertical Milky Way, but unfortunately the lighthouse is far, far away. Which means that I have to move, I have to change the position. I need to look for another shooting spot for a different composition. So I'm going to do that on the map. Okay, what about this spot here, which allows me to shoot, for example, a beautiful line, vertical line, which is the lighthouse, and another beautiful line which is gonna be the Milky Way, completely vertical with the galactic center. So this area surrounding the actual position of the observer spin is a good area to try to find out, try to shoot this kind of composition. So I think I'll go there, move closer to the lighthouse, get in front of it, and try to find the right spot and the right date and time for getting the Milky Way completely vertical with the lighthouse. So please come with me, let's go, move. Well, here we are on the right shooting spot with the lighthouse beautifully pointing to the stars. So next, let's go to the plan again. Let's place the red pin, the observer pin, right on the shooting spot, right where I am now. So tap again on the GPS button. You have it already on the map. Tap on it. I'll tap it again just to make sure the position is right. And okay, perfect. That's it. As you see, I've managed to find the shooting spot with the lighthouse and the galactic center perfectly aligned with the lighthouse, with a nice vertical Milky Way with the galactic center. You can see it on the map. Look how the azimuth line of the galactic center is just crossing the lighthouse. Let's have a look at the AR view, night AR view, just to see what's going on. That's it. Here you have it. The Milky Way completely vertical with the lighthouse. Pretty awesome. And this is happening in July the 5th, 25 minutes past 3 in the morning. I hope you like this composition because I really love it. It's pretty cool. And that's it. This is how we do it. Now you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary Milky Way pictures. And when you nail them, please send them to us, because we are rewarding creativity with more than $5,000 a year. So we are actually rewarding our tribe, we're rewarding you for your most creative shots. And if you like this video, you enjoy it, you learn from it, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on social networks, or just go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get tons of good stuff from us. Okay, thanks for watching, for being there. Happy shooting. Bye bye. Action. Hi PhotoPillars. Today I mean powerful article, how to shoot contagious Milky Way pictures, and there you have everything you need for the shooting. That's why we say that there is a hunting season for the Milky Way, because from I'm going to plan the Milky Way during the new moon days. Putas! Tap on it and see what happens.